He made comments about my appearance. Hold on to that thought. Laurie. Doesn't matter what your age is, but you're 60 years old working in a large prison, the Somerset Correctional Institution in Pennsylvania, and here you are playing with an inmate from January 2022 all the way to August 2022 before you got caught. 700 personal phone calls, many of them with sexual content. You admitted to having sex with the inmate. You told the inmate all about your family life and personal life and when you go on vacation and where they go. Danger. Can't you see that? No, you can't, because all you saw is an inmate telling you look good, giving you compliments, and somebody to have sex with. Can't you do that on the street somewhere? Do you know how you placed your fellow officers and civilian staff in danger? By the way, Laurie is a Prison Psychological Services Associate. Big name, big title. And there she is messing around with inmates. Where are we going, folks? Why do these stories keep coming out? And she's facing criminal charges, but this isn't deterring anybody. I'm beginning to wonder, what do we have to do to deter people? She's arrested. She's being charged with introduction of sexual content into a correctional institution. Nude photos of herself she brought into the inmate, which happens many times. I've done investigations in my 12 years of my 28 doing the investigative side where we found civilian staff, officers bringing in nude photos to the inmates. That really blows my mind every time I had the case like that, because no pride in yourself, none at all, no self-respect, and definitely not upholding your oath of office to protect and serve. And they all think that the inmate is the only one going to see these pictures because he loves me. And he's the only one going to see these pictures. But many of these inmates are trading time with these pictures. Trading time. Do you know what that means, folks? Well, I know the officer's been around a while, know what that means. They're saying, yeah, give me that snickerdoodle, give me that sweet cake for an hour with this picture. Give me some cigarettes for this picture. You can have it for the day. You know, and then inmates go off in a corner and do their thing looking at your picture, Laurie, your picture. Laurie, you have been seen by many in that prison. You also create problems by bringing in contraband. Okay, there's no issue or allegation of you bringing in drugs or a weapon. That's very dangerous, but even these pictures are dangerous because inmates are going to fight over your pictures. I didn't get my full time with it. You bastard, I gave you, 5 cigarettes. I'm supposed to keep this long. It just starts trouble and jealousy. Other inmates see an inmate having a relationship. They know what's going on. They know way ahead of time what's going on. They see it. They know the picture. They're in there 24/7. Plus, your sweet inmate boyfriend probably bragged about you. So now jealousy comes into play. I don't know how this case came to fruition. Possibly a jealous inmate turned them in. Possibly officers doing phone checks did a great job and caught one of the phone calls. I don't know. I don't know also if the phone calls were made by cell phone. If Laurie here took a cell phone into the inmate and charged it for him every day. Yeah, pretty easy when you have that kind of connection to do that kind of stuff. This is just getting way out of hand, and we really, we're arresting them now, charging them criminally. Lots of places, maybe they still do, they shouldn't, would catch staff having relationships with inmates and just terminate them and remove their certification if they're an officer, or ban them from ever working in a prison again. That's not enough. So now, in 95% of these cases I'm seeing throughout the year, we are charging them, we are arresting them. That's still not sending a signal home. So now what do we have to do? We need to do good background checks, of course. Many agencies do superior background checks, but that doesn't always stop the rotten apple from getting in. I think the only thing we can do is be more diligent in searching for illegal activity going on in our prisons. I've come to the conclusion, we're arresting them. We've got some ethics classes now. We have inmate manipulation classes. We have books on all this stuff. We have teachings. We have officers telling you, supervisors telling you, don't mess with the inmates, you idiot. And it's not getting through to a lot of these people. So I think we're going to have to go on the offense now and go in on a recon mission every day. Officers on the front line, when you see somebody looking like they're having a relationship with an inmate, you're not a snitch. Go talk to them first. Find out what's going on. Get it fixed. If you can't fix it, report that thing up the line. If you see contraband being given to an inmate, well, there's no trying to talk to the officer one-on-one. We're going to report that. We're going to get them out of there. We can't have corrupt officers or corrupt civilian staff working in our jails and prisons. So let's go on the offense. Let's get on that phone system. And I know short staffing. Every video I do, short staffing interferes with what I think we should do. But we need to get some people or a person on that phone system diligently working. And, our phone system should have random words that it'll ping and pick it up and put a check mark by that phone call. If you don't have that in your prison system, let's get that phone system going. Now, if she smuggled a cell phone into him, we have a little problem. We can't record that. But let's do our searches then. Somebody said searches don't do any good. I did a video about how important searches are, and on one of the correctional sites somebody said searches don't do any good. They don't do any good? What? When you find cell phones, when you find a weapon, when you find drugs, and if you write it up properly and it's investigated properly, it can lead to even more things like who's bringing it in, right? Like this lady, Laurie, 60-year-old Laurie, having an attack about her sexual life here and having to do it in prison. But anyway, I really think that's the dumbest thing. I have to say it. If you say searches don't help, conducting searches, random searches, I'm going to just flat out say it. I think that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Because many of our big cases where we busted not only the inmates, but we busted outside people who supplied the drugs, supplied weapons, supplied cell phones, and we even busted the staff that were bringing it in. I've had cases where we busted all three, inmates, civilians, and staff. Don't tell me, all based off of a search, something that was found. You find me a cell phone during your search, and if you investigate it properly, we can get some numbers off that phone, hopefully, and unless it's one of these drug-type phones that they use. It's a little harder, but not impossible, folks. Not impossible. Never say it can't be done. We'll find them. If we are diligent in our searches, diligent in our investigations, we will find the bad apples and get them out. My whole point on this is, what are we doing wrong? Can't get it through their head that they can't be with inmates, and every month we're learning about another civilian staff or uniformed staff getting caught having a relationship with an inmate. I say it's time, go all out offense and do these searches and investigations, and let's weed them out, folks. Let's dig deep, weed them out. Laurie, I hope you get charged for these things, bringing in sexual content to an institution and engaging in sex acts with an inmate. Those are your charges, and I hope you get charged. And I hope you get a felony stamp on your record, whether it be probation, jail time, or prison. Let's get that felony stamp on there. State attorneys, help us. Help us. Thank you very much. Gary York, True Prison Stories. Please subscribe.